Good morning, everyone, and happy Hanukkah, day number 4. There's a story in the Talmud that there was a rabbi by the name of Rabbi Scheiner ben Dosa, and he was very poor. And one time he came home on Friday afternoon, and his wife had not set up the Shabbos candles. So he asked his wife, "Why aren't the candles prepared for Shabbos?" And his wife said, "We ran out of oil, and I have no money to purchase new oil for the Shabbos candle lamps." So he asked his wife, "What do we have in the house?" His wife said, "We have vinegar." He poured the vinegar into the candle lamps, and then he said a prayer to God, and he said, "May the one who instructed oil to burn instruct vinegar to burn this Shabbat." And his wife lit the wicks, which were in the vinegar, and it began to burn. And the point of the story is that Rabbi Scheiner ben Dosa recognized that there's really no difference between the natural and the supernatural. We think that vinegar burning is a miracle. Oil burning is natural. But Rabbi Scheiner ben Dosa said to God is, "You're the one who told the oil to burn. You created that phenomenon. So you could just as easily instruct the vinegar to burn." The most famous question about the holiday of Hanukkah is, why is it 8 days long? It really should be 7 days. Because the little cruse of oil that was enough for one day burnt for 8 days. But there was enough oil for day number 1. So day number 1 wasn't a miracle. It was purely natural. So why do we celebrate 8 days? Why not celebrate 7 days, which is how long the miracle lasted? And there are many answers to this question. But one answer is that what we're celebrating is the fact that even day number 1 is a miracle. Because even the physical realities of life, the physical properties and phenomenons, like oil burning, that in itself is miraculous. And as a Jew, we have to recognize that everything in this world is orchestrated and run by God. The fact that the natural world exists is God himself as well, manifested in nature. And therefore, it's the same divine energy that creates the natural as the one that creates the supernatural, the miraculous. And to recognize that everything in our lives is really miraculous. Just look at this beautiful day here in Palm Beach. Look at all the miracles that are occurring for us to be enjoying this very moment of life. When Dini and I were newly married, we went one year on vacation to her brother in Los Angeles. And while we were sleeping one night, it was 1994, there was an earthquake in Los Angeles. And we woke up to the beds moving and bookcases falling over, and then we realized there was an actual earthquake. Well, in the morning when we went to the synagogue, one of the synagogues in Los Angeles, people came to pray, and they saw that everything was organized in the shul. Nothing had fallen over. The chairs, the tables, the books, everything was in order. And they all had come from their homes where everything was toppled because of the earthquake. And people started to say, "Wow, this is a miracle. The synagogue wasn't affected by the earthquake." And then one young man stepped forward and said, "Actually, it wasn't a miracle. Because when the earthquake occurred in the middle of the night, I came running to the synagogue to check on things, to make sure everything's okay. And I found the synagogue in disarray. Everything had fallen over. And I spent the whole night cleaning it up and putting things back and organizing it. So when you came for services in the morning, everything looked perfect. But it wasn't a miracle, it was me." And one of the men in the synagogue stepped forward and said, "No, we did experience a miracle. You are the miracle." We always think of miracles as something that breaks the order of nature, but the truth is the world around us is all miraculous. And what we choose to do, like the brave Maccabees who stood up to fight and won the war on day number 1 and discovered that one cruse of oil, that was not natural. That was a supernatural strength which was manifested through very brave and courageous Jews. When we act like that, we can also create miracles in our lives and in the world around us. Have a wonderful Hanukkah day.